The ocean plastic crisis has reached a new level of concern. Scientists have discovered that nanoplastics, tiny plastic particles typically less than 1 micrometer in size, formed from the degradation of large or plastic waste in the oceans. While most people know about plastics waste in the environment pollution, fresh research now confirms that nanoplastic pollution is the dominating factor in ocean plastic crisis. These invisible particles represent a hidden threat that far exceeds what we previously understood about plastic contamination in our marine environment. We've also talked about this, John, about how much microplastic is in the brain and how it's affecting our health and stuff. This is really concerning, and we get more and more information about this. So tell us what's happening here, John.
Yeah, so this is one of those holy crap moments where it's nothing that is super surprising if you've been following kind of the plastics journey and all that sort of stuff, but it's alarming. So what the researchers did was they embarked on this expedition from the Azores to the European continental shelf. And what they did was they collected ocean water samples at 12 different locations, and they were seeking out the smallest forms of plastic pollution. In order to do that, they used these ultrafine filtrations to collect solid particles and super solid particles under 1 micrometer in size from the water. So in the lab, they dried and heated the material and used advanced mass spectrometry. And by doing that, they were able to provide the first credible estimate of nanoplastic abundance in the ocean. Get ready for this. Okay, this is going to blow your minds. By extrapolating their results, the scientists estimated a staggering 27 million tons of nanoplastics are in the North Atlantic Ocean alone, which is an amount way higher than what was previously thought and surpasses the visible plastic at the surface. And they explain why so much plastic enters the ocean can't be visibly tracked. And that's because it's turned into particles thousands of times smaller than the width of a human hair. It makes it invisible. So that's why we're finding these fish that are eating plastic, and we're getting plastic rain and all this sort of stuff. Like, that's crazy. What do you think, Craig?
I think this is, it's something we all need to be concerned about. When you say it's crazy, this is obviously something that's happening and we need to address it. And these photo degradation, river runoff and air positions are main pathways for nanoplastics to get to the oceans. So we're going to have to figure out, how do we filter them out? How do we degrade them further? They have some things we've seen where they will eat the plastic. There's chemicals that will, but I'm not sure if the result of end result of that will actually be better than the plastics or not, because, we don't know what the side effects or what's left behind, or, what those chemicals will do long term. But nanoplastics have infiltrated the entire marine food chain. So I don't think we know how bad it's altered the ecosystem balance and what that means from us, from our food consumption, from what it's doing to us genetically. So we just don't know, but it's definitely a concern. Nanoplastics are now found in human brain tissue, showing a direct health risk from ocean pollution. More marine animals ingest nanoplastics, leading to blockages, chemical exposures, and behavioral disruptions. So how much of these microplastics are causing some of our behavioral issues, some of our mental health issues in our environment, and other things? I'm really concerned about this, and we really need to be doing something about it. Now, I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know if there's what the solution is. Yeah. And, we can talk about eliminating plastics all we want, and that's honestly a dream world, because we don't have anything to replace it. And because we are a oil-based society, right? We're a petroleum-based society. Almost everything we buy, build, wear, has petroleum in it. So if we decide that that's bad, right? I mean, having overabundance is bad, but what do you replace it with? We haven't found what that is. and we don't know when we do if that'll be better long term. But we definitely need to do something. And
go ahead. No, finish.
Just we need to do something, and I think removing it from the environment, putting filters in that can have that handle it better in our city waters and stuff, putting better filters or chemical processes that get it out before dumping it in the lakes. There's a lot of things that would help, but we still got to deal with the basis of the stuff that's settled already, and plus the next 20 years, because we're not going to do anything about it right yet.
Yeah, and just like to put things into perspective, guys, most of the time when you're hearing about it, we're not talking nanoplastic, we're talking microplastics. That's what you've been hearing. This is an even smaller form of microplastic. So we're talking even smaller. And it's crazy because there's nanoplastics nanoplastics have been detected in biological tissues, including the human brain, placentas, dolphin lungs. Like, it's absolutely crazy where we're finding this stuff. And it's nuts. So the other thing, and just to kind of bring it to more perspective, like, it's able to move through biological barriers, so it can penetrate bacteria, plankton, fish, and accumulate in top predators. And I think we covered the plastic in the brain, which it accumulated in. So, like, this is where the plastic is ending up, guys. It's not ending up in the ocean. It's ending up in your brain.
Yeah, and this is a huge global impact. Perhaps most alarming is the total nanoplastic mass exceeds the estimated macro and microplastics in all global oceans combined. This means the invisible threat is larger than all plastic waste we can actually see floating in the ocean. That whole sea of plastics and all the stuff that we're already aware of and afraid of. This is beyond that. And way worse. There's way more of this than of the stuff you can physically see, which starts to get really scary.
Yeah.
So we're going to need, I use a zero water filter at home. I know a lot of people use Brita and stuff. We're going to need something new that somehow can filter this stuff out or what have you. But we need something at the global level to start cleaning up our waters. If you listen to me at all when we talk about environment, we've seemed to stop at carbon for some reason and say, okay, we found the problem, let's reduce carbon, but let's still dump chemicals and plastics and all this crap in our waters, and let's still poison our environment every other way. And I look around and say, it's great that we're working on this thing, but can't we not fix our oceans too? Can't we not, unpoison this stuff, stop dumping chemicals, clean up the Great Lakes? So we need to start working on that, because otherwise, as a human species, we're screwed.
Yeah. We're already pretty much screwed, I think, unless we can find a way to get rid of this. But yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah, this is, marine life impact. Ocean health suffers as nanoplastics affect marine life animals multiple ways. The digestive system blockages in small organisms, absorption of toxic chemicals attached to plastic particles, disruption of feeding behaviors and nutrition, and potential reproductive impacts across the species. And then, you're eating those fish. So we definitely need to get ahead on how we break down these different polymer types and work globally to get the global scientists on this and get some agreement. I'm definitely more of a nationalist than a globalist, but when it comes to something like this, I think I can get behind us putting some resource behind cleaning this stuff up and reducing it in our environment. We need more regulation, advanced tracking technologies, and reduction programs, as well as cleaning up programs.
Yeah.
So we'd love to hear what you think. Drop us a line. Are nanoplastics killing us, or should we not worry about them? But I can't believe we shouldn't be worried about them. So we'd love to hear what your thoughts are. What do you got going on?
Not much, just working away, helping clients get government funding, and working on my startup, Lighten.community. If you want to sign up for the waitlist, go to Lighten.community. But yeah, if you need help with government funding, find me on LinkedIn. How about you, Craig?
Well, depending where this goes out, August 19th is our next Flowgrammer event, and then September 16th, where we do business automation, get the Toronto builders together, and we have some great discussions. We were mentioning at the top of this that there were some great discussions around Claude versus some of the other platforms, and there was some great discussion about they're all going to go away. Lovable and Cursor because they're burning billions of dollars, and two, the actual AI companies don't want to lose that revenue to these third-party companies. So OpenAI, Claude themselves want that revenue. So it's only a matter of years before, that is built into these products. So it'll be interesting to see. But check everything else at torontostarts.com, or flowgrammer.ca for everything we say and do. And
Awesome.
John, if they're looking for non-dilutive funding, where do they go?
Yeah, find me on LinkedIn, John Irwin.
Thanks
Okay.
everyone for watching or listening, and we'll talk soon.